All right, so have you ever gotten sucked into like those YouTube feuds?
Yeah.
The ones that are just like too wild to be real, but you just can't look away.
Oh, totally.
Like
Yeah.
you shouldn't be watching, but you just can't help yourself.
Yeah, you're like, what is going on here?
Exactly.
This is nuts.
So that's what we're doing today. A deep dive into one of those stories.
Yeah, this is a good one.
All about online personas and power plays and really the price of internet fame. And let me tell you, this one's got more twists and turns than an influencer's latest sponsorship deal.
That's a good way to put it.
Right.
Yeah, and what I think is so fascinating about this whole thing is how it takes this like seemingly isolated, even silly, feud.
Right.
And it reveals these like universal truths about the online world.
Total.
How we present ourselves, how we react to provocation. It's all just like amplified in this digital age.
It's all out there.
It's all out there, yeah.
Yeah, so we're unpacking a saga that played out in a series of YouTube videos and, online reactions.
Yeah, across the internet.
All centered around Paddy Conroy,
Of course.
the self-proclaimed king of the North.
This guy.
So now Paddy, he's built this whole persona around being this tough guy,
Yeah.
straight-talking, no-nonsense kind of bloke.
Where like what you see is what you get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when another YouTuber, Narrative Destroyer, drops a video making some pretty bold claims about Paddy and his friend, Scotty G, well, let's just say the internet held its breath.
Oh, yeah. Things are about to get spicy.
Things get a little crazy.
And this is where it gets really interesting for me.
Okay.
See, Narrative Destroyer, he's built a following by being deliberately provocative, like clickbait titles, controversial statements. That's his bread and butter.
Right.
He's practically engineered to stir up drama.
He doesn't just stir the pot, he chucks a whole bag of chips in there for good measure.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, he's going for it.
Yeah.
Going for it.
But what makes this story so captivating is the nature of his claim. He insinuates that Paddy and Scotty G's relationship is, well, let's just say he heavily implies it's more than just friendship.
Oh, boy.
Right.
He went there.
He went there.
Okay.
And the way he does it, it's all crude jokes and innuendo, this constant like nudging and winking at the camera.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like he's in on some big joke that we're not a part of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like we're all in on the joke with him.
Right, right.
And it's like, oh, I'm just joking. Don't take it seriously.
Right.
But we all know he's aiming for a reaction.
Exactly. He's playing a character, absolutely, but it has real-world impact.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
Like he's playing it up, but to what end?
Right. He's using humor as a weapon, but it's also a shield.
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
So it's like, how do you even respond to that?
Right. And that's the brilliance of that strategy, is that it forces a response.
Okay.
Paddy with his King of the North persona, he can't just let this slide.
No.
He's got an image to maintain a reputation to uphold.
Right, because if he ignores it, then people might believe it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So he ends up in this impossible situation. Ignore it and potentially look weak or address it and give more oxygen to this ridiculous claim.
And that's the trap,
Right.
That Narrative Destroyer sets so cleverly.
Yeah.
He knows the more Paddy engages, the more attention he gets, even if it's negative attention.
Right.
Because in the online world, any engagement, can translate into view subscribers and ultimately a kind of currency,
Yeah.
It's all a game.
It is a game.
Yeah.
So what does Paddy do?
Right.
He claps back with this response video that is like pure internet gold.
Oh, yeah.
It's this fascinating mix of genuine anger and then this almost comedic self-awareness.
Right, like, how dare you?
Yeah.
But also, this is kind of funny,
Yeah.
Like, I'm angry, but I'm going to make fun of you while I'm doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant because he doesn't shy away from the absurdity of the claim.
Right.
But he also makes it clear, like, he's not just going to take it lying down.
No, he's not backing down from this.
No.
Yeah.
He even throws in this mock wanted poster for Narrative Destroyer.
Oh my God.
Complete with a hilariously bad Photoshop job.
Okay, that's good.
Right.
It's so good.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Like
he's leaning into it.
He's totally leaning into it.
Yes.
And the best part is, like, throughout this whole back and forth, you've got Scotty G just like chilling in the background of Paddy's videos.
Oh, no.
Just like eating snacks.
No way.
Scrolling through his phone.
He's just like
completely unfazed by the drama unfolding around him.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Right.
That's so good.
Like, what is even happening?
Yeah. Is he in on the joke? Is he oblivious?
I don't know.
Like, Either way, his presence adds this whole other layer of absurdity to the situation.
Of course.
And the internet eats it up.
Oh, yeah.
The views are skyrocketing. The comment sections are exploding.
Everyone's like, what is going on?
Everyone's waiting to see what happens next.
Because you know this is heading for a showdown.
Right.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
And Narrative Destroyer, he's milking it for all it's worth.
Oh, yeah, of course he is.
He's posting these like fake text message conversations between him and Paddy, doing this terrible impression of Paddy's accent.
Oh, God.
Like really leaning into the ridiculousness of it all.
This is gold.
Right.
This is amazing.
But at the same time, he's also escalating the situation.
Right. You're like, where does the bit end?
Yeah.
And
It's like he's almost trying to provoke a reaction from Paddy.
Yeah.
Trying to get him to take the bait and like do something that stupid.
Right, because then that's content.
Right.
That's even more content.
That's more fuel for the fire.
Exactly.
And for a while, it seems like maybe he pushed too far. Because Paddy releases another video this time with a more serious tone.
Okay.
And he's talking about confronting Narrative Destroyer face to face.
Ooh, things just got real.
Right.
Okay.
This isn't just online anymore.
No.
This is like we're crossing over
Yeah, this is real life now.
into the real world.
Right.
And I think this is where the power dynamic starts to shift again.
Okay.
Because Narrative Destroyer, he thrives on being the provocateur.
Yeah.
But now he's the one facing real-world consequences.
Right, he's not in control anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so picture this Narrative Destroyer. He's live streaming,
Yeah.
trying to maintain his usual bravado.
Right.
But you can tell he's nervous.
Yeah, like a little bit of sweat on the brow.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there's a knock at the door.
Oh, my God.
And you can almost hear the collective gasp of everyone watching. The chat is blowing up.
Right.
Everyone's on the edge of their seats.
Like, what is going on?
Is it Paddy? Is this it?
Is this the moment things get physical?
Right.
Oh, my God.
And then the door opens.
Yeah.
And it's IS Paddy,
Oh.
flanked by Scotty G, no less.
He brought back up.
Right. And you would expect, based on everything that's transpired up to this point,
Right.
for Paddy to walk in there ready to, assert his dominance.
Yes.
But that's not what happens at all.
Okay.
Instead, he, takes a step back, and it's Scotty G who steps forward.
What?
And he just completely diffuses the situation.
Oh, my God.
He doesn't yell. He doesn't threaten.
Wow.
He just says something like, all right, mate, let's go. This is boring.
He's like, I'm not even going to give you the satisfaction.
Yeah.
He's like, this is beneath me.
Exactly.
I like
It was genius.
Yeah.
Because in that one moment,
Mhm.
Paddy and Scotty G, they take control of the narrative.
Totally.
They refuse to play Narrative Destroyer's game.
They're like, we're not doing this.
They deny him the confrontation he so desperately craves.
They're like, you want us to fight? You want us to yell? You want us to make a scene?
No,
We're out.
we're good.
We're too cool for this.
Exactly.
I love that.
And Narrative Destroyer, he's left speechless.
Right.
His big moment.
Right. He doesn't know what to do.
His chance to expose Paddy,
Yeah.
it backfires spectacularly.
And the court of public opinion wastes no time in passing judgment.
It's like watching someone's carefully constructed online persona just crumble in real time.
Yeah. And this is where it gets really interesting, from a psychological perspective.
Oh, yeah.
Narrative Destroyer built his whole brand on this image of being fearless, confrontational, willing to say and do anything for a reaction.
Right.
But then when faced with a real-life confrontation,
Yeah.
that persona evaporated.
He was exposed,
Ugh.
all bark and no bite.
Exactly.
And the internet, they can smell that a mile away.
They can smell it, and they will call it out.
They will call it out.
Absolutely.
Then they let him have it.
Oh, yeah.
It's fascinating how quickly the online crowd can turn on someone.
Right.
Like 1 minute they're cheering you on, the next they're tearing you down.
It's brutal out there.
It is.
It's a different world.
So what happens next?
Let's see.
Well, Narrative Destroyer, he tries to do damage control.
Okay.
Posts this awkward apology video blaming the whole thing on a misunderstanding, saying he never meant for things to go that far.
Of course, the classic apology, trying to save face.
But the damage is done.
Oh, absolutely.
He's lost credibility. He's become a laughing stock.
Yeah.
And most importantly, he's shown his hand.
He's revealed the man behind the curtain.
Right.
And it wasn't pretty.
No, not so much.
Not this time.
But here's the thing that's been bugging me this whole time.
Yeah.
Did Narrative Destroyer actually lose in this situation?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right.
On the surface. Yeah.
Yeah.
He faced public humiliation. He lost the respect of his peers, maybe even some followers.
Right. but he get exactly what he wanted.
Attention. Exactly.
Right.
Think about it. Before this feud, how many people outside of his little niche knew who Narrative Destroyer was?
Right.
Probably not many. But after this whole ordeal,
Everyone.
his name was everywhere. His views skyrocketed. He probably gained thousands of new subscribers.
It's true.
So did he really lose?
I don't know. It's
Right.
hard to say.
Right.
So who really won in this whole saga?
Yeah.
Paddy Conroy defended his reputation, sure, but at what cost?
Right. Like, how much energy did he have to put into this?
Getting dragged into this ridiculous drama in the first place.
Exactly.
And Narrative Destroyer, he might have faced some backlash, but he also got a taste of that sweet, sweet internet fame.
And that's the paradox of all of this.
Right.
And what makes this whole deep dive so compelling in a world obsessed with online attention
Yeah.
is there really such a thing as bad publicity?
That's the question.
It's something for all of you listening to think about.
It is, because
Yeah.
it's a question with no easy answers.
No.
And it speaks to this, like, larger issue we're all grappling with.
Totally.
How do we navigate this online world where attention is currency?
Right.
Where outrage generates clicks,
It's a commodity.
and where the line between our real selves and our online personas becomes increasingly blurred.
Yeah, it's a wild west out there, that's for sure.
It really is.
And as we've seen with Paddy Conroy and Narrative Destroyer, even the most outlandish online feuds can reveal some uncomfortable truths about ourselves
Right.
and the society we've created in this digital age.
It makes you think.
It does. It really does.
So there you have it. A deep dive into the drama, the motivations, and the unexpected consequences of one very public YouTube feud.
This was a good
It
one.
was a wild ride.
Yeah.
Remember, the internet is a stage, and sometimes the most compelling characters are the ones we least expect.
Absolutely.
So until next time, stay curious.
Stay informed.
And most importantly,
Stay vigilant.